Hey there YouTube, this is Christy Lambie-Poo, and I'm reporting to you for week 24 of keto and week 11 of the leptin reset, and that's Epi-Paleo prescription leptin reset from jetkruse.com, and that's Kruse, and thank you Dr. Kruse for everything that you do, and you've been tremendous help to me and improving my health. And let's see here, we've got fasting blood glucose this morning was 86. My overall sugars have been good. They've been more, I had one reading of 77, and most in the, I think everything else stayed in the 80s, so I've been in the sweet spot. My ketones were 2.8 this morning, which is really good news. So I'm staying ketogenic. My weight did not change. Loss of 0 pounds this week. So the total for 24 weeks of keto is 38.4. Weekly average comes to 1.6 for those 24 weeks. The total on the 11 weeks of the leptin reset is still 14.8, and that makes the average 1.35 pounds a week. None of my measurements changed, but lots of, I think, non-scale victories. I've been doing the cold thermogenesis protocol as well, and in the cold tub I still wear my it's the temperatures outside are cold, so I still wear my I wear a skin what do you call it, bathing cap with the watch cap over top of that, gloves, and I have some neoprene boots that are making it I'm more tolerant of the cold on my feet, so that's making it much easier to stay in for the hour, keeping the water temperature between, I've had it as low as 47 to start, and usually 49, and it climbs up to 52 to 54, somewhere in there, but no higher than 54. So that little wart chiller thing I've got set up with the aquarium pump, not aquarium pump, but it's like a fountain pump, pumps through the wart chiller back into the cold tub, and that's working real well. So and skin temperatures, where the skin is exposed, 51 to 52 degrees, and underneath the compression shirt, I may need to start getting a tighter one, but skin temperatures 55, 56. At least it hasn't been any higher than 57, so it's been a good week for cold thermogenesis. And even though my pounds and inches don't reflect it on the measurements, I'm seeing hollows in my legs and in my belly in areas that I haven't been seeing before. So I'm still seeing more deflation there of the fat cells and burning the fat within the cells. So I call this week a victory, and I did make a dietary error. I had a commercial Asiago peppercorn dressing with salad this week, and I had also a Hardee's burger with, it's the mushroom and Swiss. It doesn't really even have any condiments on it, so that was good, and there was no pieces of the bun sticking to it, but it had some cheese on it. So cheese, I think, was my downfall this week, but I'm glad I did it because I got it out of my system, and I also was able to do an N=1 and find out that cheese and I definitely don't agree. So got a lot of work to do on my gut before I can touch anything like that. If I do, it's going to need to be I'm not even sure I trust Kerrygold. I should stick to either there's a French cream cheese that's imported, but I don't know whether I it needs to be sourced typically from France or New Zealand. But if anybody feels that something like Kerrygold is safe in the cheese realm. Maybe down the road I can do that, but for now I'm staying away from that. And this week's game plan is to hit the cysteine as hard as possible. Now for the last 3 days I switched off not doing mushrooms. I switched over to 1 onion, so I saute that up and have that in the afternoon. So my typical meal plan now has changed where I still do my can of mackerel in the morning with my fatty coffee, and then another fatty coffee with a small can of pink salmon, and then the onion. But I'm going to add back I'm going to make pork butt again this week and stretch that out. Since pork, for anybody who is following, pork is a very good source of cysteine. Bacon, you really have to cook it right, and I do have a sous vide, so I'm going to start sous videing my bacon to eat that, and probably I had to sous vide up my pork butt as well. So keep that slow cooking method so you don't destroy the cysteine. But I'm going to try mixing up. Dr. Kruse has a recipe he likes. It's his go-to. I had not been, because of it being listed as a nightshade, I've been not using red peppers, but I was thinking of adding some bell peppers so that I can get some cysteine from those as well. Because his recipe, he mixes up some onions and garlic and red pepper and Brussels sprouts, which is also a good vegetable source of cysteine. So my plan this week is to really hit the cysteine, because I still feel like I have a bit of an EMF cesspool here, because I haven't completed my smart meter project yet, and I've still got all this, there's plenty of Wi-Fi around here too, from neighbors as well. So anything I can do to mitigate my EMF environment. And I really suggest that the links that I have below, if you guys could take a look at least the first couple links there. There's really good podcasts on those links that go into all of this, and it's really worth a look for anybody who hasn't been introduced to this before. I think it'll be a very good introduction, and check it out. So shout outs to everybody out there, and I hope you all are having a great week, and we'll all get each other through and pay it forward and help each other out. Anyway, have a great week. Thanks.